So let's talk about why the red pill is partly right. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Athol, and this is The Dateable Marriage. So today, I'm going to continue on the series of talking about the different types of marriage advice that is out there and why they are all, in my opinion, partly right. And today I'm going to look at the online phenomenon of the red pill stuff, which is all fairly heavily male dominated and is, becoming increasingly sort of ubiquitous. And the reason I'm following on the red pill stuff from the marriage counseling one that I did yesterday is that they are almost mirror images of each other. And I think it sort of illuminates the mistakes and the positives that each make. So let's go back to the chain of seduction. I'm talking about the physicality, the attraction, the comfort building, energy, initiation, and consummation links. And I should have links below to the original videos that I did on that. What the red pill stuff does is it says, let's really concentrate on the importance of the physicality and the attraction building. And we're also going to focus on the initiations and to a lesser extent, the consummation links. And we're going to really focus on these because what is lacking and what is needed and what is missing from all the other advice out there is that these are really important and they're really separate different things from trying to do any kind of comfort building. And that's all really, really positive and useful. Unfortunately, they do tend to basically completely ignore the energy link. That any sort of idea that a wife or girlfriend could simply truly be too tired for sex is pretty much discounted as you're not physically hot enough, you're not doing enough attraction building things, you aren't initiating right, you're not any good at the consummation. She's not actually saying no because she's too tired, too exhausted. She's saying no for other reasons. And it really does sort of ignore some of that whole life stuff to a degree. But where it really becomes problematic and falls down is that it tends to see the comfort building link as completely oppositional to the attraction building. So it's not like you both need to create attraction and create relationship comfort. It is you can create attraction or you can try and create relationship comfort. And furthermore, the relationship comfort stuff doesn't work and you'll just be horribly unattractive and nothing's going to happen. You're just going to have a bad relationship, no sex life, you're going to be miserable, and she's going to be bullying you and telling you what to do all the time. So how does this all play out in reality? And bear in mind, I've seen this thousands of times now. This is exactly what happens. It's very, very predictable. If you take a guy who's been overdoing the whole comfort stuff and overdoing on trying to make her life easy and giving her energy, if he's been overdoing it and he comes across the red pill stuff and realizes, oh, the physicality is important, oh, the attraction is important, I've really got to focus on those. Well, if he focuses on those and he hits the gym and he's dressing better and he's being cocky and funny and he is presenting more attractively and he's pushing back on some of her tests, in the short term he has tremendous results because he's finally doing all the things in the chain of seduction that he wasn't doing before. It just works. Plus, he has this whole stockpile of relationship comfort building stuff that he's done. So she is usually completely satiated and satisfied to the extreme, to the point of boredom and nausea of all the nice guy things he's been doing the whole time. So in the short term, everything is wonderful. But eventually what happens is if you are seeing attraction and comfort as oppositional and you're consciously not doing any of the comfort building stuff, eventually that stockpile of good things you've done is used up. And then eventually she gets to a place where she starts requesting and demanding some sort of comfort building because it's an actual need. And then if he's viewing that request for comfort building as some form of testing behavior, of her acting out, of her being obnoxious, of her being some kind of bitch, and he is viewing that as an attack on him, and he's pushing back on that and constantly, consciously doubling down on just doing the physicality and attraction building stuff, and not doing the comfort, eventually it just gets to a bad place, and she's going to get awfully mad, awfully pissed off, and the relationship's going to decline. Where it gets really, really bad is if he is being consciously pushing the initiation and the consummation links fairly well, because and this is all logical, because he was finally getting more sex, it was finally going better, because everything was working a little better, but now there's a huge blockage in the comfort area, and we know with the chain of seduction, blockage in comfort, eventually initiations don't work, and eventually consummation just stops. If he's doing any kind of forcing of the issue, or being just somewhat boisterous, I'm not even saying trying to be evil, just a little bit boisterous and enthusiastic and pushy about it, eventually that can really, really blow up into something catastrophic. The other thing that I see problematic with the red pill stuff is it tends to frame relationships in and of themselves as being somewhat oppositional just by default. That men and women want two very disparate things, and that they're not necessarily in the relationship for some sort of mutual goals. They're both here for some sort of selfish, self-motivation reasons. And I think that is certainly true of bad relationships. That's just a hallmark of bad relationships, and I think it can explain why people do things in bad relationships really clearly. But it also sort of creates a natural barrier where it becomes self-sabotaging, and it can only really get you to an average to below average relationship. You will never have a good relationship if you are seeing your partner as some person whom you're sleeping with the enemy with, that they are oppositional to you in some way. You will never have a good relationship if you are assuming and you are judging your partner that they are some sort of horrible person, just by the default of their gender. And that's the same for the radical feminist views of men, and it's the same with the hardcore red pill views of women. You will never have a good relationship. You can only kind of sort of get it to okay. All that being said, I think it is almost impossible to understate the importance that the red pill insight brings to the importance of physicality and attraction building as being something different to comfort building. So that's it for today, and I will talk to you soon.